I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns. I'm from New York City, and I don't really know how to identify. I guess I would say this is a label I'm still trying to figure out, I guess like heteroflexible. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm entirely bisexual or heterosexual, so I would just be like somewhere in the middle.
My name is Mara. I'm from Zurich, Switzerland. I use she, her pronouns, and I would identify as gay, queer, something in between. I don't really know, bisexual, but mostly just gay. We've been together for 2 years and 2 months, but we've been like talking to each other for a bit, like almost 2.5 years.
Yeah, almost like 2.5.
Yeah.
We met when we were both doing volunteer work at a wildlife organization in Malawi.
And she was there for 2 weeks, and I was there for 2 months. And
we were both like taking care of like orphaned vervet monkeys that were being rescued from the bushmeat trade.
We got there on the same flight and same day as well.
Yeah, we were both in the same airport, and I was like looking around, like
my
trying to see people.
My suitcase was missing because I almost missed my flight from Frankfurt to Johannesburg, and so I had to run to the airport so my suitcase would make it.
Yeah, and I was like looking around trying to see like was
anyone
anyone else like
found counter
volunteering, and I'm like, oh, like this girl like looks like she'd be volunteering too, and so I like went up to her and I was like, oh hey, like are you volunteering at like so and so organization? She also, so she doesn't speak English at home, so
and she speaks very fast.
Yeah, she speaks fast.
So I did actually not understand a thing, and I just said yes.
She
because I heard center, and I was like, okay, yes, wildlife center, sure, yes.
Yeah. And then she was like, she said, yeah, and I said, oh, well, I'm waiting outside, like, whenever you're ready, and then she was like, okay, and I was like, okay, cool, and then I left, and then,
and as soon as we got, like, to the car, to the center, we just kind of clicked.
I live in New York.
I live in Zurich, Switzerland. 6 hours.
6 hour time, my friends. Yeah. We see each other every 5 months.
Yeah.
Like 4 to 5.
We've seen each other a lot, though.
Yeah, a lot.
Especially, I was, the year that we met, I was in a gap year. So I had more time off, and I could afford to fly more often. And now she's in a gap year, so she can do that now. I just love how kind you are. I mean, you are so open and like very, very caring towards everyone you meet. You have a like very positive energy that you just, radiate out into the world. And I mean, I think that shows very much in who you are as a person and how you are towards me.
I think what I love most about you is that you're really understanding and that you are really patient, and I'm not patient at all. And you have really taken the time to grow with me and understand my flaws and imperfections and help me work through a lot of issues that I've had.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like when I was very young, I didn't, just because I have a very hard time seeing into the future. Mm-hmm. But since being in a relationship and being with you, yes, definitely.
Yeah, I have too. I really have. I've always imagined getting married and having a really big family. Like, I still kind of want this. I really want like 5 kids and like a big, giant house and tons of dogs.
Dogs, yes.
Tons of dogs. And a cat. I mean, I'm not a huge cat person, but I could vibe with a cat. And like, just having like a really big, loud, obnoxiously insane and beautiful family.
We talk about it quite often, even.
We talk about just like the future in general and like
living together, and she has a dog. I want a dog. And just bringing them up together as well.
We have like very similar values. So like,
and also the cities that we would like to live in, maybe potentially.
Yeah, because who knows if we want to live in New York or in Zurich or in a different city.
Or anywhere else, yeah.
Because we have so many options, because it's like you're on a different continent and so am I. We can potentially live anywhere, really. I think valuing honesty and loyalty is really important to me, and like just because, marriage is essentially like bringing 2 lives together. So like however old you are, you're bringing decades of life experiences together, and you want to build a new life together and build a home together, and you really need to be honest with each other about everything, really, and just being committed to your partner, and through all the ups and downs, just being there for your partner, and I don't know, hearing what the other person wants and needs is really important, because I feel like a lot of times like one person's needs could get lost within the marriage itself, because marriage is it's intense. You're spending theoretically the rest of your life together.
I would agree, and I would say it goes hand in hand with what you just said, is also patience, and being patient with the other person, knowing where their insecurities lie and where, you know, their strengths are.
The distance itself, I think, has been the hardest part, and I think that that's been our greatest challenge, because like when we're together it's like magical, you know, because we don't have to deal with the time difference and like texting everything, like every update and sending voice messages or photos of stuff. It's like, I think a lot of times with the distance things get lost in transit. And I also hate having to text everything. I think that like while I'm very grateful for modern technology, I think we both value face-to-face communication, and so the distance I think has been our greatest obstacle, and just like not being able to do little things together. Like if, let's say, like we wanted to go see a new movie but we couldn't go see it together, or we couldn't like go to this new restaurant that just opened up in the neighborhood, or just like, I don't know, literally just sit on the couch and cuddle. There's lots of things that we can't do for 5 months at a time. I think that's been really hard, especially when school is tough or work life is difficult. It's just, and even just like other life things like personal issues and family issues. Hope and G.
Hope and G.
I love Hope and G. Hope is my really, really good friend from college, and they met their partner recently. I think about a little over a year ago, a year and a half ago maybe. I love them together. They are probably like one of the most amazing couples I think I know, because they are so honest with each other and love each other so much, and they just really understand each other on a level that it's perfect. It's like they were literally made for each other.
I would say almost YouTubers or even, you know, more famous queer people. I can't think of anyone specifically right now, but
Well, like Shannon.
For example, yes.
Like Shannon Beveridge. Shannon Beveridge, do you know her?
She's
Awesome YouTuber.
On YouTube. And we watch her together. We watch many queer YouTubers or other artists together via Instagram or YouTube or, you know, whatever social media it is. And I think it's so great seeing a queer person just having a big community and just being there for each other. I think be very patient. It's getting to know another person, especially if it's your first relationship. You also have to open up to a certain extent. I had to open up a lot.
You had to open up a lot.
And it is my first relationship. I'm a very quiet person, very introverted. So it was a lot to, you know, express your emotions, express everything that you're thinking. But that's also really great. It's a risk that you take, but that you want to take, and you can't let yourself stop that.
Yeah.
And also communicate everything.
Yeah.
And also be patient with your partner.
I agree with what you said, how you have to get to know this other human being and their life experiences, and their life experiences are most likely not going to match up with yours, and they're going to have gone through things that you may have never gone through, and that can be really intimidating at first and make you feel really vulnerable. But I think that making yourself vulnerable and opening yourself up to your partner is probably the greatest feeling.